Yeah, that was a rough start for Shelby. You know, he came out of the gate looking pretty good. He was getting some low strikes called, and looked like it might be one of those days where he would establish the bottom of the zone and get some chases up. Third inning hit, and they were just on everything. I mean, you just didn't see a lot of bad swings. No matter what we threw up there, it looked like their timing was right on him, and so it went on for a couple innings, and then the damage was done. No, I really don't have a good explanation for it, and I don't think he does either at this point. Just one of those nights where everything seemed to be right where they were putting the bat. So not a great explanation.
Ellsbury steals second like that.
Yeah.
Miller. Is he distracted? Is that a lack of attention to detail? Is that part of this?
Yeah, it's on all of us. I mean, what we're trying to do is figure out a way to get him through. You know, ideally, everybody's still mixing up your times and realizing that this game is still being played and we got to get outs. And they just made an aggressive jump and timed it up perfect. And it was a slower move to the plate. And sometimes that's the natural reaction when you start giving up a lot of runs. Your mind's on, I got to make good pitches here because I'm getting beat. And so, yeah, that was that's just something that can't happen on all our parts.
You're right in the game, but you kept pushing.
No, and that's really the story I want to leave this one with, is these guys kept fighting, and you give us a little more time, you know, the one at a time. We talk about that in the dugout, but that was going to keep us a little bit short. But we had an opportunity there. You look at the fact that we're down 7. We get to the point where we bring their closer in, and we get the tying run to the plate, and a couple good bats to get us there and almost roll over the top of the lineup. So you know, I really admire the fact that these guys kept playing the game, kept taking good at-bats. And the bullpen came in and did a great job. You know, look at that situation Randy Choate got out of was the exact same one that we got hurt on the other night, and gets a strikeout and a big double play, and Sam Freeman threw the ball well. I mean, there were some positives that came out of that. We were just, you know, we're up against the 8 ball right from the third. Loosened up to the point where the trainers were good. You know, he would have been run for. So we were just telling him to get to first base however he had to and don't be in the greatest of hurries. And we'd run for him at that point. We're just hoping he drives the ball.
High for Colton tonight with 4 hits.
Great day. Yeah, just and some tough at-bats too. And he's got a nice swing going all around. You're watching him. The defensive side, he looks very comfortable. Looks like he's just being himself. This is the kind of player that has been explained to us all the way through the system, and now we're getting to witness it here.
How much ability for you guys to kind of keep the pressure on one at a time comes from the top of the order? What Carpenter was able to do?
Yeah, you know, hitting a couple doubles there, and Colton constantly on base. Whenever that happens, I mean, our offense is going to start to click, and typically, you know, we get 4 or 5 runs, and we're going to be in real nice shape, pull something off. But you know, we've all seen it. Teams that you know, kind of roll over in situations like that, but that didn't happen tonight, and we just couldn't get enough.
When you have a guy who can't figure it out, can't get it going for whatever the reason you had, and it's early in the game like it was, do you have a conversation where you say, look, I need you to suck it up to 5 or just 20 more pitches? How do you kind of handle that?
No, we just had to watch, and he knows the situation of our pen. We can't just start throwing all those guys. I mean, they've been worked pretty hard up to this point already. And when that happens to a starter, you aren't necessarily wanting to get out. You're wanting to get back in there and fight your way through it and figure it out, which he did. You know, his last inning was the clean inning. Probably could have run him out there for another one, but at that point, we got an opportunity to use a couple guys that haven't been used much, and once again, they did a real nice job.
Are you optimistic for Adams tomorrow?
Still don't know. You know, this all came to me really today, where we thought as we left last night that wouldn't be an issue, but yeah, they're still kind of getting their head around. I know they're being very cautious. He swung the bat well. I mean, the result wasn't what he was looking for, but he wasn't backing off, so that's a good sign.
Like how much of that, you talk about what the bullpen being able to get 5 innings from Shelby, how much of that is related to what you have ahead? To there's a lot more games, I think, in the stretch, as much as how
Mostly on what we've already done and how much we've used him. I mean, we anticipate that any night we throw a starter out there, he's got the potential to go very deep into a game. And we're not necessarily holding on to somebody as much as protecting them from what they've already done.
What's the field number for Carpenter? Is he becoming the guy you thought he was going to be?
Yeah, he's always been that guy, and he's got the ability to go. You know, we've seen him drive the ball to the pull side, and people in St. Louis have seen that opposite field stroke for a long time with Matt Carpenter.
You've tried a few different things with Shelby to help him out. Some things during games, some things between starts. What's left to do what's next?
Well, I mean, his last start was pretty good, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. And he's a young pitcher that's learning himself, and today was one of those that was a tough lesson, and he's got to figure it out, get back to where he was last time. And we've seen some positive things out of him this year.
What's your preference with a young guy? Would you like him to just let this wash off his back, or eat it for a bit?
No, it better eat at him. I mean, it eats all of us, and so it'll be hard to swallow. And then he's got to go back and get to work and figure out, how do I get back to where I was? And he worked hard to get to a good spot, because he was getting some positive results as far as wins go without having his good stuff. He got to a point where he figured it out mechanically, and now today, I haven't even talked with him. It could have been one of those days things felt pretty good and nothing could get past a hitter, and those days happen as well. But right now is not the time to just completely go to the drawing board. Don't forget what he's been able to do.